we're in Copenhagen, and we're about to take the train to Stockholm. It's a 5-hour ride, and our first time in Sweden.
It's a pretty compact city, so it was easy for us to cover a lot of grounds and see a ton of cool things. I would love for this to be a comprehensive travel guide, but we were just there for 4 days, so I'm just going to tell you about some of the best stuff that we saw. First, some quick wiki facts. With about 1 million people, Stockholm is the largest city in Sweden, which has a total of about 10 million people, and it's actually the largest city in all of Scandinavia. It's basically surrounded by water, full of rivers, bridges, and the climate is actually pretty mild considering how far north it is. The city's roots date back to the 1200s. Sweden grew to be a major European power in the 1600s, then struggled a bit in the 1800s, but really started to thrive after World War II, where it came out pretty much unharmed, which really gave them a big economic head start over the rest of Europe. The reason for our trip, and the sponsor of this video, is Kronaby Watches, who are makers of premium hybrid watches. They have a timeless design and modern smart features like notifications, step counter, music controls, save my location, camera controls, but more on them later. We stayed at the Hobo Hotel. It's a trendy, boutique-ish place that turned out to be the perfect choice. The rooms had that Nordic design aesthetic that's loved the world over, super clean and comfortable. They had a photo booth. The service was great. We would definitely recommend it. Going into our trip, I didn't know about any particular Swedish reputation for food, but every meal we had there was fantastic. The hotel restaurant was as stylish as the rooms. The menu was small, but every single thing we had was delicious. We also had to be a cliche.
We've had a great first day of shooting and exploring. Now it's time to find some meatballs.
So we went to Meatballs for the People. I actually didn't know meatballs could taste like fine dining, but they were really amazing here.
When you travel, we usually try to eat local food if we can, but the 7-Elevens in Scandinavia are way better than North America. The food actually tastes like real food.
Must try local food.
We also wandered around, ready to stumble on good places.
This next restaurant apparently just opened like this week, where I guess one of its like first customers.
It's called Eggs Inc. It's owned by this handsome guy, and it certainly lives up to the name. Everything is made of eggs.
Cheese, egg, and I got a side of avocado.
That was a perfect balance of healthy and delicious.
I was up till 4 in the morning last night going over this book and the internet, marking on our little Stockholm map all the places that we want to visit. We have 57 places to visit in the next 3 days.
Our first tourist stop was the Royal Palace. In the basement, they had the royal jewels and fancy hats. Upstairs, the stairwells and halls are as grand and fabulous as you'd expect. A great spot for Instagram photos.
Just no flash.
Imagine living here. Like the hallway is wider than our apartment.
I did, however, find a little diorama that made me feel like we missed out on something way more amazing by a few hundred years.
This is the Grand Palace. This is where we are now. It's pretty nice, right? But check this out. This is the old castle that burnt down in 1600, and it is way more epic. What a loss. It's like the saddest before and after renovation possible.
When we told friends that we were heading to Stockholm, a few of them told us that we have to check out the Vasa Museum, which is a big old boat that they pulled out of the water, and I was not excited to see it. But then when Anya brought us there, wow, I realized what the hype was about. It's a massive, ornate ship that has been perfectly preserved. The Vasa wasn't just any boat. It was built in the 1600s to be the prize of the Swedish Navy. But in a moment of perfect hubris, it sank before it left Stockholm harbor. It is seriously impressive, and you really have to see it in person for it to sink in. It's worth stopping by the Stockholm Public Library, which is beautiful inside and very relaxing to hang out in. A spot recommended by our friends at Kronaby was
Rosendal's Garden.
It's a garden that's full of flowers in the summer, which we were there a bit too early for it, but the restaurant serves organic seasonal food that they grow on site. Even in the off-season, it was a great place to spend a few hours. And how could we immerse ourselves into Swedish culture without visiting the ABBA Museum? If you've forgotten how great ABBA is, go listen to ABBA Gold right now and tell me that every track isn't still solid gold. I don't know about you, but sometimes my favorite part about traveling to a new place is just to capture it on a camera. I was shooting video on the Sony a7R III and stills were captured on the Canon 5D Mark IV and also the iPhone X. It's always inspiring to see how different cities affect the photos that you take. For example, being pretty far north, the sun always stays relatively low in the sky in Stockholm, so you spend a lot less time with ugly overhead midday light. And we were there just before spring had kicked in, but even without leaves on the trees, the city still felt bright and colorful. My favorite spots to shoot were across the river overlooking the old town, Riddarholmen, and from up on the hills overlooking the whole city. The old architecture is incredibly well preserved and makes for great subjects or backgrounds in your photography.
All right, time to head out to the Kronaby party. Do you have the right building? This is amazing.
The people are great. Most Swedes speak flawless English, were really kind and easy to get along with. So, as a Canadian, I felt right at home. The biggest difference might have been that just about everybody is super stylish. Not just the trendy kids, but regular grown-ups that are just going to work, know how to put themselves together with effortless style. Also, everyone is on a bike, young and old, and we actually didn't end up getting into a single vehicle on our trip. We just walked everywhere that we went. Scandinavian design is amazing, and every store that we went into, we found something that we wanted. As a tourist, it's tough to walk into a furniture store because you're bound to find something that you love and can't fit in your luggage.
We just found this perfect shelf for our apartment, and I am going to bring it home somehow.
If you're looking for clothing, there are lots of internationally renowned Swedish designers like Nudie Jeans, Fjällräven, and a personal favorite, Acne. And Anya's been in love with the fragrance brand Byredo for a while now, and since they were founded in Stockholm, we had to stop by their shop. And actually, I use their little travel bottles when we're on the road. In the end, of course, we didn't get to see everything on our wish list, so I hope we make it back to Stockholm someday. The next stop on our trip was south to Malmö. So be sure to check out the next video where we'll be exploring the city and Kronaby headquarters to learn more about Swedish design.